OK，总之等待那么被要被考察成呀，大兄弟那么着呀，力也讨个那一种。叫了呀，ยังไม่ต้องมีอ่ะตรงนี้ตรงที่สุดเลยนะเป็นยาก็จะขอคือจะเป็นสุดมาโอเคไปเจ For now we're gonna start our afternoon or noon programs with President Nashua Xiong. If you're here, please welcome.
nhà rong ya ta số ya cô hào lụm mong này và rong xe và lúc nào sẽ tôi sẽ cộng haวันที่จะปลาว่าท่านพระธรรมจงว่าจะท่านผู้นี้จะตู้เท่ว่าจะเดี๋ยวไปเจอช่างลับหูตะก้อนวันที่ก็ยังสิวเสียตัวแต่ตาลินเดอร์เราตัวก็ขนาดที่ตาจะเนี่ยจะตีจะล้อเสียเลยทดลองสุดตัวว่านู่นนี่นู่นจังนู่นไม่ก่อเปล่าตัวเป้จากกุศลสิริที่ท่านผู้นี้ตัวท้อตัวนุ่มตัวตัวเป้เนี่ยตัวสเตปสกันจะน่าจะออกพาเป้เลยไอ้ช่วงเราเป้ยันต้องตัวเป้ตระก้าคอดัวมีจีเดี๋ยวตอนเป้ถาเป้ในที่น้อตัวว่าสิ่งที่ตัวน้อในฐานนะจะอีมีจีเราหนึ่งเมื่อคนนึงเชื่อเราถาเป้น้องมันสินสีเท่ไอ้ยงเสียจะเปล่าหายเดียนทุ่งนาจะเป้จะตัวชิกของเขานะยงเสียลูกพ่อนะวันเดินเดียจะกุศลเนี่ยเราต่อแคร่แล้วสู้ตัวน้อยวีมั่วเส้นเส้นป้าเลยจะตามเนี่ยถอดเส้นบนตัวเราคุยตัวเท่เป้มาตัวชิดทอเขาเนาะเจียตาเราเลยเป้กูชิดทอวันจีเดี๋ยวชิดทอว่าเทินกูหลอกว่าเราช่างเอาเชือกกบเปล่าเราเนาะเจียจอมงมั่วแล้วคอเขาไปยันเราเจียปูจะไปยันเราเป้ตัวเจียตาเป้ถอดประจำบำเหลียดเทินเจียเลยปูเป้ใช้ได้ยังไม่นั่นเถอะเจียว่าถอว่ากูหลอกว่าเราปูเป้จะเอาได้ตัวเขาลูกเจียพอเขาซื้อถ้าสิจินเดนเจเลยมั่วแผ่นปอเขาเนาะเจมาดีว่าเขาเนาะกูทำมาหาไปแล้วเราเนี่ยจะหลอกจะเนี่ยจะเสียเดียเขาเนาะแล้วปัวเขาเนาะต่อตัวชี้ต่อที่จะเราจีวแล้วนะเจตาเขาเนาะเจนี่ท่านนี่ถอดได้หรอเจยันนี่นี่เต็มตัวเหนือสายอยู่แล้วเนี่ยเนี่ยจีเราเตาเสียชัวทุกท่าตัวทุกเนี่ยว่าแต่ประเด็นอะไรเจเลยอยู่เนี่ยจะอิมิจีน่าเลยกันนี่แหละอย่างนี้ตัวอันใดจะป้องกันนะที่ตอนนั้นเจเลยกันเล่นเนี่ยเนี่ยจะมันจอดไปรู้เรื่องในเซ็นเตอร์ไปรู้ไลบรารีไปที่นี่มันชอบไปรู้เลยนะไปจะรู้เปล่าเลยจีเลยนะไปจะตัวจอดไปเนาะจะทำอะไรจะเขาว่านี่มันชอบไปจะปอดตานะไปที่ไหนที่จีท่านในคนเลยเขาเลยตัวเขาจอดน่าเป็นรู้เจ็บเป็นตัดสินนะเทียนนี่ฉันเดี๋ยวว่าตอนนี้ได้รู้ไลบรารีจะสร้างเราไปถึงเชียงตันได้จิบบุรีว่าจอดด้วยด้วยพอคงอาจจะไปพอต้นสีเดียฮะเนี่ยเราจะจ้องตัวที่ต้องการก็ไม่ต้องไปพอรู้จักจอดไปเดียจนนั้นเราไปเจอจอดแล้วมาปล้อสักเช่นไปเนี่ยไปที่จิตตอนเช้าตอนได้ปุ๋ยสักเช่นนะนี่จะตุ้กันนอกกันได้เนี่ยเขาเนี่ยที่เขามั่วจำตั้งแต่จะเกี่ยวกับการจะส่งเขาเวียดนามซิกเรโวin Laos นะจะเกี่ยวกับป้ามอเตอร์จอดเดียแต่เขาเนี่ยเขาไปว่าเพิ่มมันได้รู้ว่าให้เรานะอย่าตัวหัวหน้าอย่าตัวตั้งอะไรนะแต่สิ่งนี้แต่เทินก็อนเนริทายเลยเจนี้ชอบการเขารู้ตัวที่ดูนอเจจงน่าจะจงเกิดด้วยนึงที่พ่อเจตัวตอนที่เราว่าเนี่ยไปเอา connection ให้ยังน้องในจ่าที่จะได้จ่าว่าผู้เราผู้ช่วยจงที่เจตาไปเทินเดียวอย่าดูตัวว่าเราเนี่ยตอนกู้เชี่ยวเขาเนี่ยไปกระดาษไปมันตัวเดือดคอเจตาที่เราเนี่ยเชื่อที่ซื้อI would like to say a couple of words. Thank you so much for my friends Kurt and Nancy. Yeah, but I'm very sorry. So today, or a couple of days ago, I came here. So I heard Kurt should be retired. Might be today is the last day for him. I still miss you, but you're not longer to come to protect to meet us here next year, right? But we still miss you, and thank you so much. You work very hard for us, and everything down in the high ground and other place or other ways with you help our organization. I'm very proud for that. And thank you. And today, I have one certificate to honor you, and President Wang Dong, coming here to present this certificate for good.
In front of me, she wants us in front of the podium.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for all your support for the long veteran country, for your help. It's a joy and you everything just give you everything.
It's a joy to know you, enjoy you, all the years we spent together. Thank you very much.
All right. And also, I would like to get this opportunity to thank you for my old friends. Today, I will appreciate Senator or State Senator Jeff Petruski here with us all days. Thank you so much. I hope that I will work with him the next couple of years and done something to our organization and our people in the future. And also, I would like to thank you for my friends, what do they call that? They call Modern Goldstaff, the president of the Department of State Council. She's here today. Just thank you for your time. And my friend Tamsas, he's the chief of the chapter VVA 101. He lives close to my office. Everything, so thank you for your help. Yeah, and all my veterans, like Vietnam veterans, American legends, and many who are here today to support us. Thank you for everyone. And also my veteran and colleague, thank you for that. What your donation, did not say, what your donation taught down there, and I much if I go high on the bây giờ tàu sẽ hỗ trợ nhà mà nè, nên bỏ tù lo nên tôi nào stay tôi, thì ta hôm nay thì bây giờ bây giờ hỗ trợ cho các một chia rồi u năng tàu, thì nên là tàu tại tôi là kia nên dòng nó sắp tới thế, dòng bộ cho vài giờ thì nó được phong
from the communist Vietnamese and Lao governments for their involvement in the American war effort, and in turn were forced to flee their native lands. Whereas the United States is now home to a significant community of the Hmong Lao veterans and their families after providing these people political asylum and citizenship because of their unique contribution to the national security interests of the United States during the Vietnam War. And whereas the Wisconsin Lao Veterans of America has established local chapters throughout the state, and those chapters have sought to serve the communities in which they are located and work to educate the public about the historic contributions of the Hmong Lao veterans during the war. Let it therefore be resolved that Governor Scott Walker, Senator Jerry Petruski, do hereby recognize the faithful, dedicated, and selfless service of Hmong Lao veterans and their people, and commend the Wisconsin Lao Veterans of America for their work in the communities today. Thank you.
Next speaker is going to be President of Songwa, who is the son of General Wen Pao. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, elected officials, and veterans. Today, May 14, is a special day for the Lao Hmong veterans and for the Lao Hmong community in the U.S. and all over the country that the Hmong go to. As we all know, May 14, 1975 is the day that General Wen Pao, the commander of Military Region 2 in Laos, and also the commander of CIA, Secret Army in Laos in that period of time. They left Laos May 14, 1975 into Thailand and come to this country. day is the day they lost our country, and many of our people escaped from Laos into Thailand and come to this country. So, for the Lao Hmong, this is the day they we remember our fallen soldiers who served in the war. Even though we lost our country, we have to start a new life in the third country, mostly in the United States of America. During that war, we thought the support of the United States government, we will never be able to fight against the North Vietnamese troops and also support from the Chinese. We have been fighting for 15 years, lost more than 35,000 men and women. But we are happy that we lost our country. The United States government brought us into this country. We have a chance to take our children to come and educate in this country. We and the Lao Hmong and the American used to be good allies during that war. Even though today we are in this country, most of us are citizens of this country. We hope that someday in the future, the U.S. government will be able to turn the communist Laos into the country of freedom and democracy. Also, I would like to thank you for all of the U.S. servicemen who served in Vietnam or Cambodia, Thailand, Laos during that period of time, for they sacrificed their lives and the time during that time. We, the Lao Hmong and the American, will always be good allies, even though we still have some people in Laos, in Thailand, Vietnam, China. We know that most of our people are free. We, the Hmong, love free and democracy. And on behalf of the Lao Hmong, also thank you, Senator Patterson. Thank you for this morning. You joined us at the Carrot, and this afternoon also joined us at the high ground here. Thank you for your time. We still need your help in the future. Also special thanks to Kurt Coleman and his committee for providing us the place here for the legacy stone and also the learning center to display of Hmong Lao Hmong history for the month of April and May 2017. You know, the Kurt will be retired pretty soon. Wish him the best of luck after retirement from the high ground. Nó rộng cà phê cho nhà kỳ ta cứ kỳ ta không cho dư na lúc nào cái ấy nó sẽ thành cô để bà cà phê ta hại cà phê tao cả đó là này cổ câu vậy nó sẽ thành từ này cái hại mông cái gì này phun ta cái ta chờ tê phong chờ ta chỉ hay vậy khó hay kìa tê phong chờ là cái này phun thì ta cái đồ thay cái đồ đồ America cái gì cũng tê chờ cho cái đồ cũng tê chờ cái sự bảo này mà để xuống nó có bộ yêu song là bây giờ mua bây giờ tổ chức bây giờ này tôi nhiều phố cầu tơ còn chế này cho cửa xe tàu khăn từ là mua thì bây giờ mua cả tu là tu lùa tu không tu đồng tầm nó đầu phá tủ để bây bỏ nó mua có cho nhắn là cái chỗ cho được ý là chỗ trên là để thấp cả bây mong nó nhau lúc bây chẳng đó bên chỉ cái xe còn cùng thường là để cái công sở là bây giờ做到那个被做出这个是反正要给中线要被ถึงแม้จะเป็นต้นใหญ่ก็ตีหายันใหญ่ตาแล้วจะน่าจะใหญ่ตาเลยเนาะไปถึงตรงเชี่ยให้เพียง bê thì cho bê cho tu cho kỹ cho tu tầm phải tờ tu tờ còn chạy thế cho nó và hay cái lúc này còn đây lỡ do là sợ qua bên này bên tí là cho bên Hong Kong đi ý xe xa khó có bên cho những cái tí tàu cho nó cho quan đó nè đi ra là cái liền có bên Hong Kong đời bên nhau lúc đây thời từ là có bên từ xì luôn bên cho nhà America tế thì cái gì bao thì bên một mong nhau bên chờ nó khai tên rồi tên số tên nó đấu bên chờ nhau họ luôn giờ tên nó để vậy thì bên nhau họ từ là bên giờ xì luôn bao của tôi để tháo vào trong tuần này cái ô tô tàu thì bây giờ mình cần tí ởนู้นน่ะในตัวของลูกของเชงญาติตัวcácญาติต่อจากเนี่ยอะไรญาติตัวจากแห่งเราเนี่ยว่าที่การทำเป็นนะเป็นจะสิ่งที่สิ่งต่างจากของเชงนะหมู่ก็ลงรอต่างเด่นนะตรงนั้นเดี๋ยวไปที่มีเรื่องชื่อเนี่ยเขาพนันเราจะ搞到ดูเชี่ยเราว่าที่เนี่ยดูเชี่ยอย่าพวกเขาลงมีตัวผู้นะมาเป็นจะโคตรจ่าเป็นให้มองเสด็จเนี่ยเขาก็จะผมบอกที่นักการเมืองตรงอาภาโตชาเลยอาภาโตนี่มั่วจีละเป็นหาตาตัวจริงจีตรงเด็กออกไปเชิญเราด้วยก็ต้องทำ
Thank you. 5 minutes. Now, Kirk, I know he's watching the stopwatch here, but I can't. Kirk and I were just mentioning how solid and solemn and proud you are in those beautiful uniforms. And I told him that back at the Vets Tribune years ago, you stood the rain, hard driving rain, and you never hardly flinched. I mean, it was just great. Just a couple things to thank everybody here, and just a little bit of a recollection. I served in Laos, reconnaissance, United States Marine Corps, the Lima Company, 3rd Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. I did not find out until the dedication of the Vietnam Wall on November 11th. November 11th, 1983. When we were in Laos, if you can look at, you can see 500,000 acres, 500,000 acres from this point. If you can imagine Laos, and I know you were in Laos, but for you that might not have been in Laos, you can't believe how beautiful it was. I mean, rolling mountains, and we'd go over a mountain ridge, high hills, triple canopy jungle, and be different vegetation, different animals, I mean, it was unbelievable. Since we left Vietnam, 1975, they've discovered 5 species of animals that's never been discovered before on the planet Earth. One of which, and Google it, one of which defies all logic. It's unbelievable what they've discovered in Laos. Sociologists say that the strongest family structure in the world were the Hmong in their native Laos. Were the Hmong the strongest. And what did you get when you come to America? You got drugs, you got gangs, I mean, we love America, but it can be improved, like you've heard. It's just unbelievable. Just a couple of things I'd like to share with you. And Kirk, I wish you'd write a book about your experiences in the last 19 years. This is indeed a spiritual hallowed place. I foresee, many of us foresee, that you have a strong identity here, and it'll get stronger year after year after year. When people think of the high ground, they're going to think not only of World War I, World War II, Vietnam, the POWs, the Iraq, Afghanistan. They're going to think and know what you sacrificed. The Hmong were not immigrants to this country. Make no mistake. They did not immigrate to this country. They were refugees. They were refugees that were facing absolute genocide. The whole race. The North Vietnamese army wanted to eliminate you men, women, and children to the last one, had they had their way. I have a DVD, Hunted Like Animals, if anybody wants to see it. But you better have a strong stomach. What the North Vietnamese did to women and children was terrible. Hunted like animals. Unbelievable. When you look here, the spiritual transcendence, there's so many stories that each of us should be telling. Documentaries, books, movies. I mentioned this morning that we're going to be doing a movie, and in fact we start a 6-day tour tomorrow. we're going to be doing a movie called Dead Man's Hand, in which this dimension goes back and matches Wild Bill Hickok days. But we would like anybody and everybody to write about their experiences. I got to share just a couple things about the high ground. I was one of the original board members of this place. Kurt, you've heard this story before. The site selection was complete. The board was going to decide on where should we put the Wisconsin Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Medford, Gilman, Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Dells, down by Wisconsin Rapids and Pittsville, there was like 8 or 9 sites that we were really looking at. After the site selection was complete, Scott Schultz from the Royal Tribune Record Gleaner, a newspaper just to the north, said, there's a site that you ought to go look at. I called some of the other board members, Steve Petrusky and Al Jenkins, Ted Petting, who passed away just a couple months ago, and Howard Sherpy just passed away, almost a year ago. We voted unanimously to reopen the site selection, of which here we are. Spiritual transcendence. Everybody that visits here feels something. In those years when we first developed this, there used to be, we'd invite people to stand on that gray rock there and put your hands up and feel the energy. I don't think the high ground appreciates that too much anymore. But people would feel like electricity. Talking about electricity, when we dedicated this Vietnam veteran statue, it was raining. It rained harder and harder and harder, huge drops. A lot of the Vietnam vets in those years, we stood our ground. I mean, we're used to monsoons and rain, just like you are. And a lot of people went back to their car. A lot of the civilians and the people. And we had the South Vietnamese and the United States flag tied together, and we were unveiling the statue little by little. And at the very end, as we dropped the flag, the United States flag and the South Vietnamese flag, which was stitched together, it quit raining. From a hard driving rain to boom, it stopped. Unbelievable. At the end of the program, I had the privilege of doing the benediction, the closing prayer. The widows and dependents of our departed comrades, their sufferings are forever. At that very moment, the chimes started ringing so loud. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and
There was no wind. No wind whatsoever. Those chimes were ringing, and there was nobody close to those chimes. Kurt and all the people here, and the Hmong should be writing the story. What is it about freedom? What is it about patriotism? What is it about loving this country from the bottom of your heart, in the essence of your soul, in every fiber of your existence? What is it? Why? One thing Dennis Warlight, he's going to be coming up here, and I don't want to steal his speech, but he was the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 5 president a year ago. He was so emphatic about telling the story, about the Hmong telling the story. He started a movement, and I don't know where it's went in the last year, that you ought to be listing the 35,000 Hmong that were killed in the Vietnam War, in the secret war. You should be talking about the Special Guerrilla Unit, SGU. We should be revealing that. You should have a moving wall. We put in some money last year. I think I put $100 in myself. And I'm willing to do 1,000 if we could do that wall. You should remember all those people that were killed defending America. And just real quick, I said it before, but we did not know until 10 years after the Vietnam War, about 1985, that had we not had that northern Laos radar station, B-52 bombers could not have flown in all of Southeast. Not at all. We are led to believe that you saved many, many more lives than what's given credit for. I mean, the figure of 50,000, I respectfully disagree. Respectfully, I think it's 60 to 70,000 Americans, Koreans, Australian, and Canadian lives that were saved because you so interrupted that Ho Chi Minh Trail. You saved a lot of American lives. God bless each and every one of you. And
just thank you. High ground, thank you, Kurt, for 19 precious years. And we're going to have you put it in writing that you're going to write your memoirs and all the spiritual experiences that you had and that all of us have had. God bless each and every one of you. God bless you. Thank you.
Who is our professor in Minnesota? Is Lee Pao you around?
Yep.
Okay, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Lee Pao Xiang. Please welcome.
Honored guests and ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Again, my name is Lee Pao Xiang, the director of the Center for Hmong Studies at Concordia and professor of American Government and Hmong Studies. It's an honor to be here to remember the day when we lost our country and to reflect upon the many achievements made by our community within the last 42 years here in the United States. It's amazing that as I travel throughout the United States that how many people do not know why we're here and do not know the reasons why the Hmong are in the United States. And it's for this reason that exhibits such as the ones that we put up in the Learning Center and also at the monument that's erected throughout the state of Wisconsin, it's important to have such reminders, because it seeks to educate not only the young people about the important role that the Hmong play, but also the non-Hmong about our contributions during the Vietnam War. And I want to thank High Ground for allowing us to share our history, our culture, and our heritage with the general public. Since installing the exhibit there, I've been back like 4 times, and each time I walk through it, it gets emotional, but also it's wonderful to see new people visiting the exhibit up there as well. The fear of communist expansion in Southeast Asia and the importance of the country of Laos in the communist containment policy of the United States is what brought the Hmong to the United States. And also it's what brought us together to form an alliance with the United States. In 1961, President Dwight Eisenhower and President John F. Kennedy termed Laos as the cork in the bottle in the United States strategies to prevent the containment of communist dominant over Southeast Asia, known as the domino theory. They believe that if Laos falls to communism, the rest of the region would fall. So in order to keep the cork in the bottle and to avoid the risk of overt military intervention, as was prohibited by the 1954 Geneva Accord and the Accord of the 1960s, making Laos a neutral country, on January 3rd, 1961, Colonel Bill Lair, a CIA operative, was sent to meet with General Pao after an anti-American military coup in the country of Laos. Not long after, the United States Central Intelligence Agency recruited thousands of Hmong to fight against the Communist Party of Laos and the North Vietnamese Army. As surrogate soldiers of the United States Armed Forces in Laos. And during this period, over 35,000 Hmong people lost their lives, and over 50,000 Hmong people were seriously injured or disabled, and over 3,000 Hmong soldiers were missing in action, including 2 of my uncles, in defending democracies and American interests in Laos. It is believed that with the Hmong's involvement, over 50,000, so we're going to disagree on the number, right? Over 50,000 American lives were saved in Vietnam. That's according to some of the scholars that done the analysis. But there may be more. I agree with you, sir. On May 14, 1975, the United States abandoned its allies in Long Cheng, Laos, only sending a couple of C-46 and 1 C-130 to airlift military officers out of the country of Laos. And only about 2,500 families
got out. The rest were left to fend for themselves. Many fled on foot across into Thailand and sought refuge. It is estimated over 50,000 Hmong lost their lives trying to escape into Thailand. So today, over 500,000 Hmong have been resettled throughout the world, including 300,000 in the United States. I was working with a state senator, with a state representative one year, and he asked me, is it true that the Hmong are at the bottom of the social economic ladder and the Vietnamese at the top? And at that time, I mentioned to him, I said, it depends. So as we look at, what we've accomplished within the last 42 years of living in the United States, educationally, when we first came to the United States in 1975, we only had one Hmong PhD. Now there are over 600 Hmong with doctorate degrees, and we have one of them sitting in the audience over there, Dr. Kenyon Seong. And economically, the buying power of the Hmong is now over $2.3 billion. In fact, many of the companies in Thailand are actually marketing, trying to capture this particular market. So if you go to many of the Hmong market, you will find Hmong rice, Hmong bamboo, Hmong bamboos, or Hmong soy sauce, or Hmong fish sauce, right? Hmong traditionally don't eat fish sauce and others. But now in America, we've diversified our taste. But the markets are trying to, many of the market overseas are trying to tap into this buying power. Over 45% of the Hmong in the U.S. own their own homes now. And we have Hmong in all professions, from business owners to medical doctors to lawyers, teachers and politicians. So although we have made great progress, we did it on the back of many of the veterans who died for us in Laos and those who now serve in the various branches of the United States Armed Forces. So again, it is most fitting that we honor and remember this day, see it not only as a day of sorrow, but also a day of celebration to some extent. It's a way of healing for all of us. So being here and seeing all the veterans here, it reminds me of growing up in the country of Laos, not only seeing the American veterans, because whenever they come and land in the soccer field in Long Chang, we often, as kids, run up to them and they will give us chocolate and gum. And they also like to fly the remote control airplanes. So it's wonderful to see many of the veterans, non-Hmong veterans as well as Hmong veterans here. So thank you for allowing me to take part in today's program and to honor our veterans as well as this great country, the United States of America. So before you leave today, I encourage you to go and visit the Learning Center over there, where we have a very active exhibit over there that basically tells the journey, talks about the journey of the Hmong from China all the way to America. So before you leave, I encourage you to stop by and visit that. The exhibit will be there until the end of May. And so we will take it down on May 31st, I believe. So still not too late, but now that you're here, make sure you visit it. So thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of your program today.
Okay, we're going to move forward. Our next speaker is going to be Kay Olsen from the, she's the president for the state of Wisconsin. Please welcome Kay Olsen.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today. I met Captain Zong about 2.5 years ago out of the Vietnam Veterans Program, and we have totally become friends with a lot of his other escorts that were with him, and I love getting my hugs all the time. American Gold Star mothers are moms who have lost their son or daughter in the military. My son was killed in Iraq about 10 years ago. He was in Fallujah, Iraq. There was 10 Marines killed and 11 injured that day. So So when your son or daughter is killed in the military, you become a Gold Star mother. My son travels with me all the time. I have a dog tag and you're welcome to come up and look at it. And I love hugs from veterans. It's the healing way for me as a Gold Star mother. Also, I did 26 years active duty, but I am in awe of all of you because I was a personnel sergeant. I took care of the pay and the finance for our soldiers when I was in my 26 years, and I enjoyed that. The American Gold Star Mothers was started in the early 1900s by a young mother by the name of Grace Seinbold. Her son was killed in France. She, to keep herself busy, studied and went to all veterans' homes and visited the veterans' families and did whatever she could to take care of them, and also in the veterans' hospitals, the VA hospitals, the veterans' nursing homes. That kind of all involved, the Gold Star Mothers started from a flag. The flag had a blue star in it, or 2 blue stars, or 3 blue stars. Those blue stars meant that that family had 4 veterans that were serving in the military. When one of those stars was covered with a gold thread, that meant that they lost a son or daughter in the military. That was one way of knowing about the family and the families that traveled around and would see those stars flying. I have my flag and I have my gold star flying in my window today, and I will until I pass. To be a Gold Star mother, you can be adopted mother, you can be a mom, you can have any type of a mother that was taking care of your child. And then if they were like the sisters or the brothers or the fathers, they were called associate members. And they could also belong to the organization. I'm also the president for the Eau Claire chapters, and I have 7 Gold Star mothers, and we get together once a month, and we just had our state chapter here in Eau Claire, where we held our state conference. So the Gold Star mothers, we do as much as we can. We volunteer at the VA hospitals, we volunteer at the Veterans Home, we volunteer wherever we are needed. That is our service. We are volunteers. When you see your Gold Star mother, she has a hat like I have on, and she's going to be all in white. That's how you recognize the Gold Star mother in the parade, which I'll be in our Memorial Day parade in Eau Claire. The last Sunday in September has been designated as Gold Star Mother Sunday. We get together, or our Gold Star mothers that are able go to Arlington Cemetery and they lay a Gold Star wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. The American Gold Star mothers, like I said, are all identified by what we wear. And if you see us out, please come up and talk to us, shake your hand, don't be afraid. We all love to be hugged. That's a healing point for all of us Gold Star mothers. I want to tell you one quick short story. When I was in the military, I was stationed at Fort McCoy. I had to be a casualty assistance officer, which meant I had to go to a family and tell them that their son had passed away. This young man was had a massive coronary on a treadmill in Bosnia. So I had to put my Class A uniform together, like these gentlemen have over here, and go to that family, and I was on their doorstep at 5:30 in the morning, and as soon as she opened up that door, she knew right away why I was there. I spent 6 weeks with that family. I thought that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. That is not how it happened. When I found out about my son, you know that saying, you hear and you open the door and you hear Mrs. Olson, "I'm sorry to tell you, your son was killed in Fallujah, Iraq." That's the story, that's what you hear. I want to thank everyone for coming today. It is truly an honor to be here. and to be with the friends that I've met, and I hope I get to see them again. And Captain Zong, please do not forget me. I want to say God bless everyone and peace, and thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you to you coming today. So I have a little gift to you. This is a representative of our organization.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Something kamu yang thought itu terjauh kucing yang batang Sapa Hong Lao President Ram Long Ba. Our next speaker is going to be President Jabong Ban from our organizations, Sapa Hong Lao. Please welcome. Give him a applause.
Good afternoon. I'd like to start off to thank you to Kerr Women, the Hmong volunteer manager. They allowed the WLA to celebrate their legacy stone and culture many years ago and today. Thank you, the President of the WLA, Mr. Nashui Hiong, and his chapter, board of directors and advisors for your many years of hard work and make this event of the legacy stone in May 14 possible today. Thank you, Senator Joey Pastoki and former Senator Daisy for all your help and support the WLU and the whole community in Wisconsin. Thank you, Mr. Wanton, and for you present and support this organization many times and today. I welcome all of you to this wonderful occasion. In honoring this History Day, today I will speak up about General Wang Bao's sacrifice to the Lao Hmong in the old kingdom of Laos in the United States of America. Today's May 14 is a day that represents two very important as significant events in the Hmong history, and that is the faithful and first and final day that General Wang Bao left Laos. And it is also the day that he or General Wang Bao paved the way for the Lao Hmong to immigrate to the West, and that eligible to the Hmong people to modernize and continue to live freely and independently in the United States. We also would like to remember our Hmong and leaders' legacy in working along the CIA in Laos. Therefore, we are here today to recognize our leaders' legacy of the helping Laos. Ladies and gentlemen, some you should know about General Wang Bao. General Wang Bao helping Lao Hmong for the 63 years of his life, also to recognize is 15 years long and sacrificed and after starting the Civil War in Laos. And ladies and gentlemen, Singapore was one of the most capable and respected of the more than 30 generals in the Royal Law military. According to the constitutional law in the old kingdom of the Laos, commissions are needed from the office of the Minister of Defense, as well as the office of the Prime Minister in order to visit Lao King. And General Wang Pao was the only exception where he may visit the king without any prior authorization or clearance. This privilege was bestowed upon him due to the trust that the king of the Lao had on him. And a part of this privilege is because of the General Wang Pao's influence and relationship with the CIA and the United States. And now, I turn my attention to the soldiers and the people that he led. Even though we are not fully recognized as the soldiers who fought alongside with the United States, we must continue to teach our children and our descendants of our sacrifice under General Wang Pao so that their children's children can stand proud. That there are people at one time fought bravely and sacrificed their lives to save many United States soldiers that fought in South Vietnam. Our generation's sacrifice allow our children to enjoy the freedom and democracy that exists in the United States of America. Thank you, and God bless America. Thank you.
Dennis William from the Foreign Vietnam Veteran. Please welcome Dennis. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you all for inviting me. It's a great honor to be here when you're dedicating these legacy stones. And I want to start off that our chapter has had a long history of cooperation and friendship with the Wisconsin Laotian veterans, particularly Captain Zong. And we've done quite a few things together in the community as the Laotian veterans and Vietnam veterans. We've put together the annual Vietnam Veterans Recognition Day and worked together, and a lot of the Laotians came to that and was immediate good success. And we also we belong to the Old Clear County United Veterans Council, which we have an education committee in which we go to the schools, the different classes with the kids, and we talk about the wars. And I know Captain and a couple of other Laotian veterans were with us, and we talked to a couple of different high school classes, and that was a good thing to do, to get the information out about the tremendous sacrifice that Hughes gave, 35,000 plus Laotians getting killed trying to protect us in Vietnam. So with this long history, we have also done a lot of other things, and we got plans for the future. as part of this United Vets Council, we are going to put together a veterans tribute in Eau Claire County, in the city of Eau Claire. And our chapter, our Vietnam Veterans of America chapter number 5, at our last meeting, we passed a unanimous motion that we're going to try to petition the Eau Claire Vets Council to include a sign at this Eau Claire County Veterans Tribute, a sign of appreciation for all the sacrifice that your community has given to our country. And so we don't know if we're going to get it done, but we're going to be working on it. That's going to be our hope, that we can put a sign up for your appreciation. We'll find out. I know I invited Captain Jong to our next Eau Claire United Vets Council meeting, and we can talk more about that at the meeting. So that's our goal. We're hoping that we can make that happen, to recognize you guys and gals, and we very appreciate your friendship, and we very appreciate your sacrifice. There was going to be other things I was going to mention, but the day's getting long here. There was one thing that should be brought up, during the war, toward the end of the war, you all fought real hard, and so did we. And the politicians passed the Frank Church Amendment in Congress, in which they cut off all funding for the supply of resupplying and repairing the tanks and the airplanes that the South Vietnam government was using, and what you soldiers were, your supplies in the highlands. And so I feel that the Congress, we didn't lose the war, Congress abandoned us over there. And one thing I mentioned it last year too, one thing you all can be proud of is that in all the fighting we did, we stopped communism from spreading any further throughout the world. And so you can be proud of that you helped stop communism spreading in any other countries. Because what happened is, when Russia broke apart, a lot of their generals admitted to us that they were not going to try to fight us anymore anywhere in the world, because we were just too tenacious of fighters along with you. And so we stopped communism right there. So you can be proud of that too. Okay, that's all I need to say. Thank you very much. It's been an honor to be here. Beautiful day. Bye.
Achieve Chapter 101 from a Vietnam veteran, Thomas Sack. Please welcome.
Good afternoon. I truly consider this a privilege and honor to speak to all of you gathered here today on behalf of the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 101 in Wisconsin Rapids. When I returned home from the Vietnam War in 1967, I just wanted to get on with my life. I never gave much thought as to why we were there. I just tried to forget what we went through. As I grew older and maybe a little wiser, I've come to realize and fully appreciate the role of the Lao Army, the role that the Lao Army played in the Vietnam War. They have earned my respect, and I know now that without their help and bravery and loss, many American soldiers would not have returned home to their families in the United States. They would not have returned to their families, their loved ones. They would not have returned home to their jobs. Because of your help, all Americans are able to enjoy a daily freedom that we often take for granted. One of my fondest memories was in June of 2010, when our chapter worked together with bringing the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Traveling Wall to the city of Wisconsin Rapids. It was at this time that wind was not cooperating. It was at this time that we decided that the Lao veterans would be included in our local events. We gladly accepted our invitation to participate in the ceremonies that celebrated this community event. And since that time, they have continued to march with us in our local parades. We have formed new friendship and gained mutual respect for one another. Several years ago, Lao Veterans President No Shao Thung gave me a book that highlighted the life of General Hang Powell. This book is one of my cherished possessions. I've used it I have used it. The following quotes from this book, I've read it several times. For it is one that we can truly live by, and it is. If I die, don't die with me. Always keep your heads high. Always follow your dreams. Keep loving among people. If you keep your dreams for all the ones alive, I will always be with you. Would it be wonderful if we could put this to our hearts and live by this each day. Have respect for one another, help others in need, and remember that all we serve for the same reason. So we all serve for the same reason. Thank you for being with us today and for being here now. May we always remember and never forget. Thank you.
Since we are exhausted for the long days, but that's a very important event for everybody, not just among people, but for Americans in the United States too. Come to a conclusion today. On behalf of the Lao Hmong veterans, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation and to thank for the high ground manager, Mr. Roman Kurd, and your staff that provides and facility for us to use every year, not just this year, but will be the next year too. And also provide us opportunity to put our veteran legacy stone on your wonderful land today. This is not just only dignity memorial for the Hmong Lao veterans, but this will be also a great legacy for our young generation for the many years to come. Again, I would like to thank for all the VIP chief chapters and our member of veterans today. Without your support, it won't have been a wonderful celebration like today. So before we go home, please join me, stand up and give applause to honor the sacrifices they and their family that they fought for us and to make it possible to Americans here today that we spend our life in the land of free. Please. God bless you and see you next year. And thank you very much. Okay. Just a final announce that mountain of veterans and staff decorations in that building that's up there. So you have a chance to stop by and take a look at it before you go home. bây cho khổng bây cho tuần giá gửi nhất rồi lúc chế bị nó do bây cho khu tu trò cho credit để đi xa bỏ thế xa bỏ là đi một chùa một đây đi một chế này một quay trong tàu
nó rong ít trồng sai là do ít trồng nghĩa gì cái tên trà chỉ hay nhớ cho lúc tới chợ tư từ nó giờ cho lẩu trái nổ thà là bắt cá cho nên ít trồng nghĩa gì cái tên trà chỉ hay nhớ cho lúc tới chợ tư còn nên sẽ được bao hai tiền bé tàu kế cho chạy lòn từ cộng hộ cú tú trò nhớ cho lúc là Wisconsin tới chợ America còn bé là bắt khờ lỡ tên nghĩa tên gì tên cánh cử lỡ tàu cho ba lúc tới lúc chờ giá ta là lỡ xứ bây giờ chỉ tao là tờ trả nên ít lúc tới chợ tư là do ít tu năng tư giờ lên đó còn nên sai bây giờ đua thế cho video nhớ trong nó bây giờ xử chỉ bút còn nên mua cho này cho gì là giờ đua nhớ trong nó cho một sĩ ô là giả chỉ muốn nông cái đó gì giờ thọ bây bỏ thế bên đây tao này là bây cứ tìm không chờ bây chỉ sao cả tao cái tu xia giờ lên đó thế là hai trong này sẽ đầu bây vào thế chia sẻ thì này sẽ đầu cho tao thêm một cái công tệ rồi cho bây cho lẩu trái nổ là do trồng nhẹ trồng gì trồng cố tu cho sẽ đầu còn này sẽ đầu cho
lo xí lu lo ba chỉ có con đó cho lu chẳng thang về mong trời đời đã cho lo xí ba của ý ra lu kia kia chỉ ta lo xí sao cho gió hú hoa mong lo xí châu có hùa có vợ lý xuân đa su môn giang ai môn ta xin